All right, so here we are back in another wipe, patch 13, and I'm here doing what is one of the most requested things that I do with the new wipe, and that is test the air filter unit again. Now, for those not familiar, last wipe we tested it. We found out that it was broken, but broken in a good way to help players. I did a whole video explaining that. You can go check that out if you want to see more details on it. But simply put, we wanted to test again and see if the bug was fixed or if things are still the same as last wipe. Now, the base test for this is a 50-meter run underweight and then a 50-meter run overweight. We test this using the rangefinder, and that is for the most consistency. Now, most of the testing is done in co-op mode, and that's because it makes it easier and more consistent. But we double check things against online to make sure there's no funny business between online and offline mode, and there isn't. Now, you're going to see a lot of other testing on this, and it's just done wrong. Because people will do, the most common mistake I see is they run a full stamina bar, and that's what they use as their gauge. The problem is that this introduces a few variables that screw up the data. The biggest of these being how the game applies diminishing returns. Now, the way diminishing returns works is that it basically puts a cap on how many skill points you can get in a single raid, sort of. It's more complicated than that, but a full stamina bar hits that diminishing returns almost to the max. So it doesn't matter if you have the bonus or not, you're going to end up with very, very close to the same skills simply because of how that process works. So running a full stamina bar isn't the way you test this. You have to have a fixed distance and one that doesn't peg diminishing returns too much. And we found that to be 50 meters. Now, for endurance testing, my base was 38.9. We did it without the filter being installed. It wasn't installed yet. We got to 41.0 skill points in a single run. Once I installed the filter, we went from 38.9 all the way to 41.9. So that is a 43% increase. So the same thing with strength testing. We were 71.1 skill points base. We went to 73.6 without the filter installed. And then we went to 74.6 with the filter installed. That's a 43% increase. So same, 43, 43. It was predictable. I was able to call it out before I even ran the strength and said, hey, it should be 74.6, 74.7. When I run this 50 meters, we ran it. That's what it is. And that predictability means that you've got a good test, at least in my mind. Now, as a bonus, I also was at the same phase with the library, so I just kind of wanted to test it too. And I don't know if it's a mechanic or not, but the bonuses do apply whether power is on or off. I tested it before we installed it. I tested it after we installed it. I tested it with power off, and we got a boost as soon as it was installed, regardless of the state of power. So keep that in mind, that the library is giving you bonuses even with your hideout turned off. So the big thing to take away from here is that once you install your air filter, you are getting that bonus, and that bonus is affected by your hideout management skill. So it's 40% base. I was getting a 43% increase because of my hideout skill bonus. This happens regardless if there's a filter in there. If power is on or off, it doesn't matter, the bonus is being applied. Now, I'm still burning filters, and people ask, oh, why are you burning filters? Because it helps level up hideout management. That's one of the ways you level up hideout management, is by using up filters. So that's why I'm doing it. They're cheap, and it's one of the best ways to level it up. So that's why I'm doing that. On top of this, I don't test this every day, but I test it several times a week. And if BSG does fix this and they don't announce it, I'll see it within a day or two, if not right away, and I'll be able to let you guys know that it's been patched and addressed. But we'll wrap it up there. Again, if you want to see more detail, go check out the video we did last wipe. It has a bunch more about the testing, as well as the footage, so you can see what we did if you want to try to pick at it. But that's pretty much it. Air filter is still bugged, but in a good way for all of us. Make sure you drop a like if you like these kind of videos or the other stuff I do. Same thing with subscribing. Just helps out the channel a bunch. Appreciate it. Wish you the best of luck in your raids, and we'll see you in Tarkov.